Hey guys, Griffin Cooper here at Ableway Tech. It's June 28th, 2026, and we're continuing our research on Kata Challenge Corner on critical state symbols. This week it was GE and it was a firework symbol. So let's take a look at what happened this week. It's getting to be some pretty captivating research here. First thing we'll look at is our option chain here, because what we're doing is we're looking at these strike prices with high open interest. You can see, like here, for instance, we had at 345, we had 243 open interest. At 350, we had 362 compared to, the strike price in between was 22, right? So there's some disproportionately high levels of open interest at certain levels. And those were the levels we were paying attention to then as the week progressed. So to kind of zoom out, we'll first look at the daily chart, just a daily candlestick. This was going into Sunday evening. It's a simple 5-period moving average on there, but you could see the strength. It was actually fired on this day. I was a day behind. That's why you get the red candle here. But anyway, same general idea though, where we're getting new highs on both the 150-day look back and then the 30-day look back. We see also with these last few days, you get this volatility, range expansion. So lots of good things baked into the cake already. It's from GE, is one of the curated symbols from Phil's modeling that tested really well with the fireworks pattern. So we already know based on that, we kind of can hang our hat on the fact that we know from that there's a good chance that in the next 5 days, there's going to be higher close based on the modeling just of that. But what we're doing is we're looking down into the intraday charts, and I'm using the 60-minute candle chart as my roadmap with just a PSAR on there, which really helps for me kind of understand the wave structure a little bit better. Like, for instance, here's a low, or you can see the PSARs create the objective areas of swing highs and swing lows. So there's a high, or it flipped. There's a higher low, higher high. So it breaks through this level. Now we're in a confirmed uptrend, right? So now we're definitely going to be looking for pullbacks, right? And sometimes what we get is a complex pullback, which is what happened here. This was an interesting day because at first on Monday, you could see on Monday, it was basically just to open and rotate, kind of chop. And then by Tuesday, it was interesting going in because there's not a lot of activity overnight, but you could see this one actually did. They sold it down overnight and brought it down to this open interest level at 350. But what really got my attention was that caused me to put this star here was that it was because it was below this level. So you get this complex pullback. Now this isn't in pure technical analysis, this would not be considered a trend reversal yet, right? You've had a high here, a lower high. This could be a lower low, but it would have to break this level then. This would have to become a lower low. You'd have to break that. So it's right now, it's just like an ABC complex pullback, which are actually really good opportunities because it's basically like a complex critical state here. If this goes down and breaks through here, then you're going to have a trend reversal and probably a really good opportunity for a big move to the downside. But conversely, it's also, look, it even hit right below this swing low. And this goes back to that adage that professionals buy underneath swing highs and sell above, what do they say? Buy underneath swing lows and sell above swing highs, right? Because now this is like a trap, right? We got these guys here that are covering and then might get caught off surprise if it actually ends up going there, right? Going up instead. So that's like a really nice opportunity right there. So let's see what happened with it. This is on the intraday chart opening up on Tuesday. We could see that the session open is right here. This is where the open price is, the opening time period, and you could see price just took off. This is a R6. This is our range stat. It made almost a full range stat in the first half hour. So quite a move. And you can see what's really interesting about it as well is that it opened right near this open interest level, right? That 350. They bid it down. They sold it down to there overnight, and then it opened here and then just took off after the first bar. And it actually came then right and stopped right at the 360 level, that other high open interest level. You can see it stopped right before that level. So there's some structure that we're being able to see in some of these open interest levels as far as the price action. Now, this looks like a tough one to, how do you actually execute on that is probably the challenge. I mean, I found that this is the same chart, but instead of 5-minute bars, these are 1-minute bars. I found those moves that happen right out of the open. 5-minute is really too slow. You don't really get anything. With the Kata challenge on a 1-minute, though, in that first half hour, there are some tactical entries here at the third PSAR dot from the bottom. That's kind of the aggressive SSC move, or when the PSAR flipped officially, would have been there. Or maybe most conservative, but I like is the wait for the Kata too. So you get this low, you get the momentum move up, pull back, and then that creates a really nice structure there to then get this move. And so that was a pretty high probability trade right there, and then chopped around. So that was a pretty good day of some kind of large buying in this market. And what makes it even more interesting is that the next 2 days followed suit. So this was going into that day we saw on Tuesday where we had the big run up. And then the next 2 days were the same. It opened and shot up and then opened and shot up again. So if we look at another one of these charts, I think this is from Friday or Thursday, it almost looks like a copy and paste, right? But it's not. It's another day, but it had that same movement in the open with, once again, the session open is here and then it just takes off. You could see how big this first 5-minute bar was. It was larger than half a range stat, the first 5-minute bar. So again, how do you get in on that is a little bit challenging sometimes, because the train leaves the station so quickly, if you will. But again, if we go down to the 1-minute chart in that first half hour, there can be some opportunities. This one, you see the big momentum move up. That should get your attention. And then you get the pullback here, right? The PSAR flips. You can see the higher low being formed. And then when it takes out this little Kata 2 rectangle pattern, you get a nice up move. And it was interesting that once again, then it went right up to that next open interest level at 380 and then stopped again. So we're definitely going to continue the research on this. I'm grateful for Phil's support with this. He's helped me learn a lot, and we'll keep sharing, as we go along and continuously improve with this. And thanks for watching.